Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Art of Pivoting Your Life. And I'm Michelle Carboni. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and intuitive coach, among other things. And today I'm doing something a little different than I've been doing the past few episodes. I have my beautiful friend Leigh-Ann on, and she does similar work to me. And we're going to talk about kind of like how she helps people pivot their lives and how she is just an amazing, beautiful person. And so, yeah, so we're just going to talk to her, and you're going to love it because she and I vibe really well together. So, hello, and thank you for being on.
Hi, thanks for that beautiful introduction, Michelle. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Good. So, yeah, like, let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about what you do and how you help people. And I know you have this magical energy that just like helps people explode their businesses.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. So, and that is part of my, I guess you would say, day job. But my spiritual work here is really helping people get what they want.
Yeah.
And the ways that I do that is by watching for limiting beliefs and old stories and old programming that don't align with what people are telling me they want. And I know you do this work too. And the
Yeah.
more you practice this, it's just you can hear it, you can see it. And
Yeah.
that's what I do. I help
Yeah.
like make little tweaks here and there. And I'm an encourager. I'm a cheerleader for people. I'm able to really see the soul of a person and their potential and um and help really bring that out. And now my AC is coming on.
You know what, dude? I have so much in my living room. I'm like, this air conditioner. When I'm rich, I'm getting a new air conditioner fan that is quiet because this thing is so freaking loud. So,
You already are.
right? Yes, it is here. That's the
Already are.
That's the thing. I saw this video the other day and it was like going over manifesting, but like it was a jokey thing, but it was like, okay, well, you have like this guy's like, I need a spoon. And she's like, no, you manifest a spoon. You already have a spoon. And he's like, but I don't have a spoon. And she's like, no, you already have a spoon. And then the waitress comes by and is like, do you need anything? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, it looks
Huh?
like you need a spoon. And the guy's like, no, I already have a spoon. It was just this like, so it is that funny manifesting is so interesting because it's like this, I have it, but I don't have, it's like getting your head around the having and not having, and it's available to me, but it's not in my hand yet. And that there really is no time. And so let's talk about
Yeah.
that.
And there are different schools of thought
Yes.
on all of that too. But yeah, let's talk about that. Where specifically do you want to start? And is the AC too loud? Should I go like turn it off?
No, like it's okay. I like
Okay.
when it
All
first
right.
came on, it was kind of loud, but it's fine now. So you're good.
Okay.
I don't know. Where do you want to start with that? Like, I guess maybe a story about a short story about like how like something you've seen in action.
Something that I have seen in action.
Yeah, like someone you helped where like they finally got it and then it was, you know what I mean? And then like all the things happen.
Okay, my mom. My mom is my best friend. I love her and I love to coach her. So whenever I go and spend time with her, I'd be like, "Mom, what do you need help with? What are you trying to bring into your life?" And she lost her husband a couple of years ago. And after some time of grieving, she decided, you know what? I think I might want to have another relationship. So that's one of the things that we're working on. She was also working, she's 78 now, she's in her 70s, but she was in triple Capricorn. I know you're a Cap, you get it. Work, work, work mentality. So she was still working and she's thinking, I kind of want to retire, but I can barely even afford my mortgage payment now that I'm a widow. And so there were all of these things. So I worked with her. Every time I saw her, I worked with her. And when it came to love, she had this idea of like, well, if that's what God wants, If that's what God wants for me, I don't know if that's what God wants. And I was like, ba, 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 ba. It's not about what God wants.
Right.
It's about what you want. What
Right.
is it that you want? Do you want this? Do you not want this? And she was like, you know what? Yes, I do. I'm ready. Within 2 weeks, this was right around Thanksgiving, I think I went to saw her. She met a guy within 2 weeks that lived, I don't know, 15 minutes down the road, went to the same kind of church she went to, was very active, blah, blah, blah. They're married now. She's retired. He retired her. She's like quilting and doing her crafts and all of these things. Money isn't a problem for her anymore because she has this partner that's helping take care of her. So that's an example of someone that I helped coach through these limiting beliefs. And
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like God doesn't want anything. God gave us the power to be here to create. We're creators. We are like, and yes, God is a manifester and God is a creator too, but like we are God living as humans essentially, right? Like we're having that human experience. So God doesn't want anything for us except to live.
to be happy and
Yeah.
fulfilled. And I like what you said about, because we are creators, and what's really beautiful is when we set that intention to co-create with God.
Yeah.
When we invite God, source, the universe, whatever people feel comfortable calling it, when
Yeah.
we invite that energy in to play with us,
Yes.
then things really start to get juicy.
And I love Sadhguru because like one of the first pictures I saw of him, and it was just like, why are you so serious? It's just a play. And I was like, I mean, it is, right? Like our soul decided to come here and manifest into this body and chose this avatar and chose the traumas that we would grow up with and that we could have fun healing all of the things that have happened to us and and then find that healing and happiness and like I love Abraham Hicks work, and so it's like that
Love
contrasting,
Abraham Hicks.
right? And it's that contrasting clarity of what really resonated for me the first time I read Ask and It Is Given is like I'm not going to know the depth and expansiveness of joy unless I've experienced the other side of that, which is the depths of sorrow and pain, because we need that comparison to understand what we're experiencing.
Yeah.
And
And
so I think that helped me be grateful for everything that's ever happened to me, good or bad, quote unquote. And I don't see anything as being good or bad. It just is.
it just is.
It is what it is.
Label it.
Yeah.
We're just the humans that label it. Yeah, I have Ask and It Is Given. It's right there on my bookshelf. Love that.
Right. And all the exercises or the processes, that we can do is like, okay, yeah. I use I use a lot of the easy ones. Like I always have $100 bill in my wallet. And if I'm out shopping, I'm like, I can buy that. I can buy that. I can buy that. I can buy anything I want. It's all mine. I can buy it. I can. I really can. I have $100 right here. I choose not to, but but I can. Right? Like I can buy that. Easy. I don't need a bunch of crap, so I'm not going to buy it, but
Exactly,
right?
yes. We can be discerning
Yes, right?
about how we spend our energy. And I heard it said in, I think it was Busting Loose of the Money Game, that really money is just a way of appreciating. It's a form of appreciation. And when you
Yeah.
think about that, like when you're paying someone, your
Mm-hmm.
hairstylist, which whatever, but when you're paying your hairstylist or if you get your nails done, whatever it is, I'm
Yeah.
saying things I don't do, but maybe I will someday. But it's just a form of appreciation. You're paying your employee, whatever it is, you're appreciating.
Yeah, right. And it's also just an energy.
It is just an energy exchange.
Mm-hmm. And
That's it.
yeah, so it's like, okay, I can work with this energy of money. It's
It's
not,
not even real. It doesn't even exist.
right? You know what I have the hardest time with is like the stock market and like all of that part of our financial system because I'm like, but it's not like, where is that interest coming from? Like, where's the money that it's earning? Like, who's who's giving me that money? Like, I looked at my retirement account and I was just like, wow, this is great. Like, my mom made me start a retirement account when I was 26 when I started the travel agency. And I'm so grateful for her because now I have a good amount of money in my retirement. But it was like, but like, where is it coming from? Who is giving me that money? Where is it? Like, it's not, it just seems this very unreal thing to me. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, where is it coming from? When I cash that out, whose pocket is that money coming out of?
I never even considered that. I think what gets me is anything that everyone is doing, I feel skeptical about. That's a thing. So that I'm like, can I trust this?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled everything out of my retirement when I started going through my spiritual awakening in 2010.
Yeah.
I took it all out and I haven't, and I know, and some people hear this and they're like people who are really rooted in the 3D are just astonished that I have no retirement.
But so many people don't.
But they're like, what? What are you doing? And I think, where I am in my life, I'm not too far from retirement age. I'm getting closer. I'm much closer to it than I am further away from it. But this is one of the things that I don't allow myself to get caught up in. But yeah, I took my money out of it because I was like, I don't feel like I can trust it. I don't know. Something just feels weird about this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna change my
And
mind.
that's I think the hard part about being spiritual and like trying to be in the 5D is like we live in this world.
I do.
And granted, if I had the choice and there was an exit button from this game that I'm playing, I would pick the exit button and I'd be like, shag ass out of here because I am so sick of this construct that we are in. I don't know why my soul decided to pick this to be in. Actually, I do, but like, ugh, it's so hard to be here sometimes
It
and
is, yeah.
to, like want to live in a different construct that is not going to exist for a very long time. Not in our lifetime, I don't think, unless some aliens come and save us from ourselves, like wake up to what reality is, right? Like what really is going on is this is all an illusion that we
I
created.
think we are those aliens.
I guess.
I
What?
think that's why we are here, is because we volunteered to help be the way showers of this change in this new world. And I know
Yeah.
me as an Aquarius, this is my time. It's
Yes.
no accident that I have
Right?
four of my personal planets in Aquarius, and I'm here at the age of Aquarius. And I want nothing to do with the world as we know it. I'm like, let's do things differently.
Yeah. Well, and even acknowledging that we can do things differently and
Yes.
that just because something's been done a certain way for the past 200 years doesn't mean we have to keep doing it.
Amen. And it is a game. And it's like, would you play Monopoly? Would you sit down and play Monopoly and be like, I saw my uncle play the best game of Monopoly the other day, and I'm just going to do everything how he do it. I'm going to get Baltic Avenue first, and then I'm going to get, whatever. I don't remember all the things until
Yeah.
I eventually get Boardwalk and Park Place. I know exactly what turns I'm going to take, what moves I'm going to make. How boring is that? And that's what I see this as. I'm not here to just run a template. I'm
Right.
here to play my own game.
You're creating a template.
Yes. Yeah.
I like
And in a
that.
way, I mean, we all are.
Yeah, like we can all create our own templates.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I see it as if we could realize this, that we are really all living in our own universes,
Agreed.
right? Like every single experience we have, our perceptions, our perspectives, our thoughts are shaping what we see and what we experience. And it wouldn't surprise me to at some point in the future that they figure out that there are cases where two people could be in the same room at the same time and have completely different experiences that are
Oh,
not even
100%.
right. And that I was telling somebody, I'm like, and I like this example, like we could both be looking at the same color and we both call that color red, but what you see is what I would call blue.
Because we all have our different truths,
Yeah.
which are confirmed. So, yeah, by our beliefs, which are constructed by the thoughts that we're thinking, we're going to see proof of it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm going to see proof of the thoughts I'm thinking, and that's going
Mhm.
to be my truth. And you're going to see proof of the thoughts you're thinking, and that's going to be your truth. And that's
Exactly.
why there's so many different things that can be true.
Exactly.
And
And that's
it's,
why the observer in, like quantum physics is so important, right? Like the observer is part of the experiment and their intention and their energy and their expectations are affecting the experiment.
yes, yes, that is also true.
Yeah. And then I was thinking about drugs. So, like the scientist that's developing this drug, and it works a certain way because they have an intention for what this drug is going to use, but then they mass produce it and it behaves differently in different people. Why is that? You know? So it's like there's just so many things that this can spread out to when you think about it, because I enjoy thinking about these kind of things. It's like very interesting how, because, okay, the scientist that had that intention of making this drug isn't the one making the mass production. So their intention is no longer being attached to that medication,
I have never even considered that before, but you are so right about that.
right?
And
Like,
then the person who takes it, what's their intention?
exactly. And so then you have the placebo effect. So they take the sugar pill thinking it's Viagra and they get a hard on because they're
That's
expecting
where your
it.
head is at.
Right?
I like how that's exactly where you went.
Well, I mean, I am a very sexual being, so,
So am I. That's why
right?
I said I'm
Yeah.
totally into this right now.
Right? Like, but if we, and that's why, what I love about hypnotherapy is about working with that, like working with those thoughts and those expectations because, if I have that thought in the back of my mind, like your mom, was thinking that, oh, it's up to God. It's not my choice to have a new partner at this stage of my life. Like, well, okay, so yeah, if you're leaving it up to this entity that has no desire for you, they gave you the gift of being able to desire for yourself, well, it's not going to happen. But if you then wake up to it is my choice and get rid of that belief that it's up to this other entity, then you make things happen.
I'm real curious, just because as I'm talking to you, I keep wondering, have you had do you know what your moon is in your
Oh,
Mars?
okay. So I will get on the pattern and tell you, because I'm obsessed with the pattern. It is my, like, my most favorite thing.
I had to turn off my notifications because it was becoming too triggering for me.
Why was it triggering you? Because that's something you can heal.
Same way that I don't always read my horoscope because I want to decide what future I'm creating and I don't want the outside influence. Would it be like
Okay, no,
in
that's
your
legit.
relationship with my partner,
Yeah,
like blah, this is what's happening right now.
yeah,
And he's really deciding, is this what he wants? It's like, no, I don't,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. I totally get that. Okay, so my moon is in Cancer, and then let's see. Of course, my sun is Capricorn. Ascendant is Scorpio. Descendant is Taurus. My anti-vertex is Capricorn. So I don't have, like, my chart's really spread out.
So what about, I'm interested in Mars, Venus,
Okay,
and Mercury.
so Mars is Gemini, Mercury's Aquarius,
Ah,
and then Venus is Sagittarius.
okay. So I had a feeling there was something, well, I had a feeling that you had some air in there because we were talking about like I'm thinking the thoughts that you're thinking are very expansive. And air signs are the intellectuals
Yeah,
of the zodiac.
I think I'm like a sage, or like I'm becoming a sage. So it's like that
What's your
philosophical.
north node? Does the pattern tell you that?
Which one?
Because your north node, because the north node
Uh,
is the path that you are walking in this lifetime, and
North
Sagittarius is the
Node.
sage. I have north node in Sagittarius, and
Um,
you need to know because I think I don't know how close our ages are.
well, I'm 48, and I think
I'm
are you?
49,
Okay, I was like, I thought we were really close in age. Um,
so we could have the same north node. It's possible.
I don't know if it shows North. Let me see. I know I have it somewhere because my friend Nick's mom gave me a reading. But we're friends on the pattern, so you can get on and see my chart. But I was told by I saw an intuitive at a spirit fair, and she said I was equally connected to all of the elements.
Yeah,
And so she was like, you can tap into whichever one you need at that moment. And I was like, cool, okay.
yeah, because you have everything. You
Yeah,
have
I have
all.
this wide variety of sign. Like I repeat very little. It's all over the place. Like it's really interesting. I was like, oh, okay, this is because this one guy I see sometimes, his chart is all like very condensed. Like I think he was a triple Virgo or what? Hang on, I'll just look at his little chart here because I told him to get on the pattern and he did because he listens. Yeah, like he's got like a triple Libra. He's got some Leo. He's got a double Virgo. Like he's his chart. Like I don't know if you can see oh, let's see. See like that.
Oh, I can kind of see.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's
it's
all on
just
one side.
yeah, he's like and mine's just like spread out all over the place. So it's kind of interesting to because I'm really into human design. Like
Mhm.
I love human design so much. It's amazing. And I love astrology, but I'm not like I don't know all the things. Like I haven't studied it. Just like and I haven't studied human design a lot either. But I have a little AI so I can just get in and ask it things. What is this? Because like they get into digestion and your environment, and it all makes sense. Like,
So, are you a generator? What are you? I'm trying to remember.
I'm a generator, yeah, which is annoying because I would rather be a manifester.
My boyfriend is a manifester. Why would you rather be a manifester? I'm curious
I
about
feel
this.
like it would be easier to manifest things if I was a manifest. It's the
Not true.
well, I guess I like it's the whole waiting to respond. That's what I don't like. I don't like waiting to respond. I don't like sitting around like, okay, come to me, my lovely hypnotherapy clients, like, so I've had to like figure out, okay, I just have to be me and put myself out there and talk about how amazing RTT is. And then people will come to me, but it's like this, I don't know, like one of my girlfriends who does RTT is a manifesting generator. And so her business is just booming because, you know, she's a she's in a different energy than I am. So it's like I experience that kind of jealousy of, how well she's doing. And it's like I want her to be like that too. But it's like, but I can't do what she's doing because we're different, you know what I mean? So it's like I have to find my own way and not worry about what other people are doing.
That is really true, and I know that it's back to like following other people's footsteps because I know when you have your own business, having worked for several women entrepreneurs, I see them looking at what other people are doing and then thinking, well, maybe I'll try this, or maybe I'll try some of this. And it really is about being your authentic self and also getting really clear on who they are. So who is your ideal hypnotherapy client and where are they hanging out at? What are they doing? What platform are they on?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, because I have so many people I love working with that it's like I thought for a little bit. I've worked with a few alcoholics, and so I was like, oh, maybe I'll do addiction and I'll get into that. And then, and then I was given a client who, was fell into that, but what he wasn't willing to do the work, right? And so it's like trying to find that balance. A lot of addicts don't want to heal. It's tough. Healing from addiction's tough. It's like that's been your long-term coping mechanism, and so especially smokers, like, oh my gosh, I don't like working with smokers because they don't want to quit. Like it's like they're being forced to by a partner, or they're doing it for their health, but they really don't want to. And I'm like, I can do a session with you, but you don't really want it, and that means it's
You're
not
not going
gonna
to get results.
it's not gonna work. And so it's disheartening to like work with someone who really doesn't want that. I'm like, I'm not here to brainwash you. Like, it's not how this works. I can't make you do something you don't want. And so it's been like I've been gifted with a variety of different clients, but I do get some that are spiritually minded. And so I bring in, like one guy I worked with, so interesting. So I'll do some like parts work. And so we were talking to the part, I can't remember, I want to say it was self-sabotage, but I don't remember. But it was located in his third eye. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I hadn't had self-sabotage be located in the third eye.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, how old is this part? And it says eons and eons. And I was like, okay, so it was some sort of entity that had attached itself to him at a young age. It didn't want to leave. It was very combative. So I'm like bringing in Archangel Michael, all of the guides, I'm like, everybody, get in here and help get rid of this entity for this man, because it did not want to go. And it was really interesting to be witness and part of this healing that, it wasn't me doing the work. I'm just facilitating and bringing in who needs to come in. And the part did leave, but it didn't want to. And, it was such an interesting session in general, because he also had a past life that was affecting him, and that's not normal, but like those kind of cases are really cool, because it's like, who else could they have come to that could have said, oh, let's tap into this, and then known it's a past life. Okay, this is a past
Mhm.
life that's attached to you somehow, or is affect, a belief is here or whatever, right? Like from that life, and that we know how to deal with it and get rid of it and let it go. It's very interesting to like witness those moments and be part of them. And so I love that. So I love a spiritually minded person that's open to exploring their past life, or being open to like, oh, okay, there's an entity. Let's get rid of it. And like, why is it here? What are you doing? And because some people would freak out if that came up during a session. So like, I'm always very mindful about like being respectful of where somebody's at spiritually, because I, don't want to make someone uncomfortable or take them somewhere they don't want to go. But also, it's really interesting when someone is willing to go there, and it happens to be what they need, and then to like help them release that part and feel better, because they don't have this eons and eons old entity self-sabotaging them.
Right. So, spiritually connected,
Yeah.
open-minded people who are willing, who are ready, who
Ready.
want to change, who are
Yeah.
ready to change, and who are willing to do the work.
Yes.
Facilitate that
Yeah, yeah,
change.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is your avatar.
Yeah.
That's who you want to meet.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been working on this for I'm working with one of my classmates, I guess you could say, that's in one of my spiritual classes. So we've been working on like, okay. But because I also really like working with the Cassandra syndrome clients and because that's who I was and I don't think of myself as having Cassandra syndrome anymore because I'm no longer with the Aspie I was married to and I'm, owning who I am and I don't have that issue of, the Greek mythology part of it where, I'm not, where I know I'm right and I'm not believed. I'm like, you can believe me or not, but I know what's true for me and I'm willing to share it and can, step into my authentic self. But giving other women that power to be their authentic selves and recognize like, they don't have to walk on eggshells anymore and they don't have to stay in this marriage or
Mm.
relationship. They I think we get tricked into thinking, I know for me, a lot of guilt kept me in my marriage. Well, I don't want to hurt somebody. I don't, it's okay enough. And it's like we martyr ourselves and we're conditioned to do that by society and Disney and all that stuff. And like, no, I'm allowed to be happy. I'm allowed to put myself first. I'm allowed to say, I want to leave this marriage because I'm not happy and for no other reason than that. Like, I used to literally wish that my ex would like hit me or find somebody else or do something big that would give me that excuse. Like, I needed a reason that was better than I'm just not happy. And so many of us get trapped in that like cycle of thought. And so like freeing somebody from that and going, you know what? Who cares? He's going to be sad. Yeah, you're going to hurt him. But why are you hurting yourself instead?
Yeah. As a person who is also divorced, and maybe will never remarry, because the thing is, if you don't find a partner who grows at your pace, you're going to be going through I mean, the longest relationship I've ever been in is 8 years. I know you were in like 20 plus or something
Yeah,
like that.
24.
24.
Yep.
And we're going to be diving into that when I interview you.
Yeah.
But this whole idea of it just doesn't make sense to me to commit myself to the unknown because we change. Well, if you're committed to personal development, evolution, and growth, you're
Exactly.
changing all of the time.
Yeah.
And if your partner isn't doing that, then it's not fair.
It's not fair to either person, really,
That's true.
right?
Either one. I was being selfish and just thinking about me, but it's
Right.
not fair to either one.
Yeah. And I'm like, and honestly, I think my ex is happier now. He's moved. He has a girlfriend who sings and his music is a special interest. And I'm like, I think that's great because, had music been something for me, like we would have done that together and we could have grown in that way together, but it wasn't my thing. And spirituality is not his thing.
This thing,
And that's
yeah.
okay. It's like, why do we have to praise this? Oh, you've been together for 50 years. You're so wonderful. Like, but are you happy? That's what I want to know. Okay, are you happy for 50 years? Or are you just
Are
like,
you still getting it on?
right? Like, do you have a fulfilling, loving relationship? Or are you just like proud of this number of years because society told you that you shouldn't get divorced or because religion told you you couldn't get
Yeah.
whatever, I mean, like, and I definitely have worked with a few people with religious trauma and it's like that's a whole nother we could do a freaking series on
Oh
religious
God,
trauma
yeah.
because it's like the programming that we receive from certain and not all. I mean, luckily I grew up Presbyterian and so it was more of the golden rule and loving and stuff, but it was not hate filled, hell filled, thankfully, because my mom wouldn't have put up with that. Now my dad, he would have been fine with that. He wanted us to be Mormon. Apparently, at some point, my mom was like, no, we're not going to be Mormon. Sorry, not gonna happen. Like, like, thank you, mom, for saving me from being programmed by that. The golden rule, I think, is great to live by, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I think if more of us lived that way, it would be beautiful. But, that's not something all religions teach. So it's interesting. But yeah, so anyway, what since we have to wrap up, what would be like a last message to somebody that is, you know, searching for making a pivot in their life and doesn't know where to start?
You can do this. I have reinvented myself so many times. I've left long-term relationships that I thought I was going to be in forever. I've left houses, I've left jobs, I've given everything away and started over so many times. And you don't have to know how, you don't have to know when, you don't have to have any of the answers. All you have to do is have the belief and the courage and take that first step and then just allow yourself to be guided. You can do this. Succinct message, you can do this.
I like that. And if somebody wants to work with you, how would they reach out?
I have a website, lifeaquarian.com. All the ways to contact me and all the things that I do are on it. Thank you.
Yay! I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for tuning in to our
Everyone.
lovely, fun, always amazing conversation. I was like, she and I connect so well. And we actually met in the travel industry many years ago, and we've both are out of that not very mentally healthy business. And thankfully, we both survived. So,
You
thank
said it, girlfriend.
right? Like, yeah, that's a whole nother show we could do about the trials of being in travel. But thank you everybody for joining us today, and we will see you next time.